Behind me is Vladimir Milodinovic, and maybe you can zoom in and see his work. We're showing a series from a few years ago where he started documenting newspapers and different types of media that try to communicate the truth, and he is trying to explore different sides of the truth. And then this is a new series which is doing the same thing, but in the context of 2020 and 2021, which were, as we all know, really difficult years for all of us. So this is kind of like an overflow of different type of information that can be seen as either true or false, and it's up to us to decide. And then on the other hand, we have Ksenia Jovicevic, who is an artist living in Belgrade as well as Vlada, even though she's in a relation between Belgrade and Germany. And she's doing the opposite thing. So instead of including all of the information possible, she's basically selecting one thing that we can focus on and place our emphasis on. So these are her works. And she's inspired by Jacques Tati Playtime, the film, as you probably know. And maybe you can come closer and take a shot of her work here. So she's focusing on euphoria and what creates euphoria, what creates fun, and what makes time fun. So yeah, this is the collection that we have here. And the other booth that we are presenting this year at ARCO is a special project by Sheila Kameric, which is right next to us. So you can follow me. Sheila is also in a relation between Berlin and Sarajevo. She's from Bosnia, and a lot of her work has to do with her experience as a woman and as a refugee from this specific context. She's very concerned with social issues and also with fashion and what fashion conveys and what it can do as a medium. So two of the works that we have here are concerned with this matter. This is the jacket that Melania Trump wore at the border between Mexico and the US. This is a replica of the jacket. You may recognize it, and the writing on the back of the jacket is really iconic in, let's say, a negative sense of the word. The work right in front of you is called Keep Away from Fire, which is often written on the tags of the clothes we buy, the clothes that are part of the fast fashion industry. And it's basically talking about how sometimes we can't keep away from fire. So it's basically people work in conditions where they don't have a choice, basically. And the last work over here is her self-portrait, where she is, hey, you can come closer. She suffers from this autoimmune disease, which basically makes her body react in ways that it's not supposed to react physically. So this happens to a lot of people who have stress or post-war trauma, and because of this, parts of her face get swollen. And when she goes to the doctor, she needs to explain that she hasn't been abused. And again, it's on her as a woman to defend herself that she's not a victim of violence, which in the end is kind of ironic, right? So I think it's really important that this is a self-portrait where she's again talking about herself and defending herself from something that's been imposed on her anyway. So thank you so much for coming to our booth.